What's goody, Hot Breathiverse? Welcome back to Hot Breath Live. This is our weekly live stream where me, comedian Joel Byers, and my co-host, comedian Yoshi So, answer your comedy questions. And today, we are bringing on the comedy godfather. This is the gentleman who has helped so many comedians throughout his career and is now getting his well-deserved shine with a brand new comedy special on Netflix, streaming now. Ladies and gentlemen of the Hot Breathiverse, please welcome the one and only Keith Robinson to the show.
What's up,
Keith?
I've had two hands, I would clap. A gunshot. Wow.
Block.
Well, Keith, I know your time is very valuable. What time you have left? So we're gonna jump in to this.
What, on life? Wow.
He's trying to kill you already, Keith.
Yeah, I know you don't
thought
have much time. Well, whatever you got left. We're gonna do the final video.
I was just trying to make you feel at home. I know you like the jabs, so I was just trying to loosen you up a little bit as we jump in here.
Oh my God, that hurt.
We know your clock is ticking, so let's get into this, brother.
No, but and we already have people in the live chat are already asking questions, so we're gonna get into some good comedy questions. But to jump into it, we want to make sure people go and watch your special. So if you could, Keith, even just tell us a little bit about the special and how you're feeling about it. The Netflix special, this is kind of like the Mount Everest for comedians.
Yeah, man. It's great. I feel great, man. And then Netflix special is called Different Strokes.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning I had two.
Yeah.
One was not that great. So I had to get a better one. You know what I mean? I need one to knock my voice right out the box. And this stroke was this stroke was a catch meow.
Well, the special was too, man. It was killer from beginning to end. Just laugh. It was all killer, no fillers. So we appreciate you as an OG showing these younger comics, if you're going to drop a special, make sure that it's bringing the heat.
Yes, on this one, I just told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. How'd you prepare for this special versus your other that you've done in this?
Well, with this special, I had a stroke, first of all. And then that was part of my prep.
Yeah.
The stroke was part of, and now I just start working it out when I felt I was ready. When I felt I was ready, I went on stage and started working on it. Because I didn't know if I can talk or not,
Yeah.
Now, sometimes I can talk better than other times. But I was nervous that my voice wouldn't come up.
For sure.
And I was in the hospital. I tell a story. It's a true story. And the speech pathologist said learn the B words and the F words. Bah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bah, fa, bah, and learn to repeat those words. Whatever the words are. And I said to my speech pathologist, I think I got it. Let me call someone, And I called my good friend, Robert Kelly. And I'm like, Bob's the fat F. Bob's the fat F. Bob's the fat F. And miraculously, my voice started coming back.
That's the funniest thing ever. That's great.
That-
That's great.
That is a real story. Now Bob's like, "What are you doing?" I'm get my voice back. Shut up and let me do it.
That is
That's great.
hilarious.
That's a true story.
And something you're able to do that I've heard you talk about for young comics is telling your life in your comedy and making it to where it can appeal for everyone. I know Kevin Hart has said something that you helped him with a lot. And something I heard you say in an interview was that comedians start as themselves and then they get a lot of different advice and information and then they start to go away from that, and then like 7 to 10 years later they get back to that original self. How can
Yes,
comics tap into that original self and stick with it and not get veered off?
it's hard because the owners of clubs and all that don't care about your growth. But they don't know that they don't care. All they care is about how we're selling tickets.
Mhm.
And if you're taking your time and walking through things, and then they get mad, like, "Oh, wait a minute, we gotta hear 30 seconds of laughter apart. Every 30 seconds, we want to hear laughter. We don't have time for you to, you know, work on stuff."
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's hard, but eventually you find yourself again. Because everybody got advice for you. Do this, do that, including comics. You have
Yeah.
to open the mouth. But find yourself, find your voice. I always say if you don't have nothing, start with the truth and
Mm.
work your way from there.
Mm.
The truth will never let you down. So if I'm talking about having a stroke, it may not be funny when I first talk about it, but I'm gonna make it funny.
Yeah.
But it's interesting first. I just had a stroke. You're gonna sit up and listen. Now what I'm gonna do with that stroke? I'm gonna find the beats,
Yeah.
you know. So whatever your situation is, find something truthful about it. Find something. A lot of people like, I mean, I think every comic should be well read and look at news or whatever. Because the more you know, the more you can talk about.
Mm.
Mm.
And that's what people look for us to do. Information in a funny slant away.
Yep.
Ain't nothing worse than a dumb comic and don't know nothing. You know, what's going on, man? Well, oh man, Obama was president a while back. Come on, man.
What are
That's
some
hilarious.
common mistakes you're seeing young comics make nowadays?
Nowadays, I think because of the internet, it's actually made a lot of comics lazier.
Mm.
Mm.
I think they've gotten lazy to just find that quick laugh and getting likes and clicks. That's our drug now. Our drug
Mm.
is likes and clicks. So we don't vet the joke out as much. You know, before you had to go, all right, I'm on stage. Now they have crowd work. expert. I'm a crowd work expert. Shut up. You don't have no material. Stop lying. There are people who are absolutely great at crowd work,
Uh-huh.
but I think it has to come natural and not forced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going, hey, how y'all doing? I'd rather keep thinking of, because you have a crowd work face.
Yeah, that is the trend now is chasing the crowd work clips more
Yeah,
than trying to develop material and stuff. So it's a weird balance.
I always think about crowd work is going to come naturally. But working in jokes is hard.
Mm.
So I believe, like, I'm in New York. Me in New York, that's a gym. And in the gym, you work out. You stay in the gym working out. I don't work out crowd work. Crowd
Mm,
work comes.
mm.
I want to work out on a new angle on a joke. And that's so much to talk about. Where you from? What? You know, really, it's like, hey, so you what kind of work do you do? Yuck. Work those damn jokes out. You'll have that for the rest of your life. That that
Mm.
muscle. Work that muscle. And that's what I absolutely believe.
So when a comic starts with the truth, how do they then start to work it out to being funny?
Add on to it.
Just keep experimenting with different ideas and lines.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I started out with a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just a man, I'm new in this stroke stuff. I'm brand new in being handicapped. So when the joke came, when I laughed at other handicapped people,
Mm.
because I forgot that I was handicapped. So the evolution of boom, 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 that's the first thing I noticed. You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
man, and once somebody walked past me, I'm like, I'm like, and the guy like, wait a minute, look at you, look at you. Well, you don't walk much better than me. I'm like, oh yeah, I really forgot. But I put that in. That was absolutely the truth. You know, a girl smiling at me, asking me, and I'm thinking we got something going on, but I
Mm-hmm.
ain't know she felt sorry for me. She wanted to give me a sandwich. I'm like, am I dressed that bad? You know, I don't need your damn sandwich. So, and then you start to build from there. You start to see things happening, and you go from there. And that's the building of something that's going on in life as you notice them. And then bring together that, like, okay, this is different. I'm officially handicapped. You know, my grandson came in, he was 4. He said, Pop, you sound like Squidward. That's another piece. But
Yeah.
then I add on my grandson and a relationship. You know, I'm gonna come off. It's kind of, I'm gonna come off the bench, granddad. I'm not a starting granddad. His favorite granddad. He's a starter, but I'm, I came up coming off the bench. You know what I mean? He's a real deal. So you got something there. What's real is what's real. It hurts a little bit. But then you start to add on to the whole life experience.
Mm.
And then you have something. And that's way better than shitty crowd work.
Moral of the story. Yeah.
Moral of the story.
No, that's great. Well, I know we have just a few more minutes here, so I do want to get into some of the questions from the live chat here, because I know we have comics watching live with us or listening to this afterwards. Which, if people are listening to the podcast, please go watch Keith's new special out on Netflix now. And if you enjoy this episode, reach out to Keith on social media, tag him promoting his special. You know, we're all about comics helping comics here, and Keith was taking time out of his day to
Man,
do this.
that's
We
good
appreciate
crowd
it.
work.
Yes.
You're doing excellent crowd work.
Thank you. I don't mean to pander, you know. But so the first question we have here is from Kathy Pinkard, who asks, how do you remember your jokes on stage? Do you have a topic and roll with it, or perform it so much that it's in your memory?
No, sometimes I think about it, and then I try it on stage. And when I go on stage, because I'm closer to the truth, I have an idea what I want to talk about. And as I'm talking about on stage, you know, even with what I just said about coming off the bench as a granddad, I just thought about that one today. Just come out, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not it's kind of funny to me, but I'm not a starting granddad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a second string granddad, you know, and that's real. Well, and I don't care who like that or not, but the idea of being second string kid, second string whatever, is just funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't go wrong. People can't boo you off the truth. They may not like it, but they gotta hear it. Because that's a real sentiment and how I feel. So I love it. I really don't care if somebody else don't like it. That's an actual sentiment. That's real stuff. So I ain't putting it out there for you, you know. I'm putting out there how I feel. It's still interesting. And you can ask me, well, why would you feel like that? And I can go deeper into it. You know?
And that makes it easier to remember on stage as well. If you're talking from a truthful place, then it's
Yeah.
you're not almost reciting it, but you're almost just speaking naturally as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Yeah, good question there, Kathy. Another question we have here from Juan DeMarco. Do you like the new up and coming comics?
No.
He tried to get you canceled, Keith.
Especially Juan DeMarco. Of course. Of course. Of course I like them. And bringing in new life to anything is always good. Whether we like it or not, it's a good process to see the new fiery hot comics come in.
Yeah.
You gotta make space for them.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully help, give them help, you know, And there's nothing better than seeing good new comics come in. And there are a lot of hot, great comics out there, you know, and I love all of them. I like the Joe List, the Mark Norman, all those guys are funny. Little Reggie Conquest, Monroe Martin, Derek Gaines, that's my Philly crew, Zane M. Johnson, I love them all the new ones that's coming up making noise. You got little Andrew Schultz is doing arenas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me angry. That makes me very angry. But it's good. Comedy is still growing
Yeah.
and doesn't stop. And they're taking it to different levels. Shane Gillis and all those guys. You gotta love them. You gotta go, yeah, all right. I've never been the kind that was jealous. I never got bitter. I got better. And that's the main thing to all these comics. Young and all, don't get bitter, get better.
Mm.
Bars.
And that's real, you know. Because I know I always get, I'm better than him. Who's this? I'm better than him. That's the
Mhm.
common main thing. Why he got that? I'm better. Don't get better, get better.
I love that.
And have that. Because it's like your turn is coming up. Everybody's going to get that shot. It's what you do with it when you get it. People are like, oh, I want to do that. When I do this, I'm going to show them. And then when they go on, it's a big dud and nothing happens. But don't even let that get in your way. Shake that off and keep going.
For sure.
Yeah. Next question we have here is Daphne Steinberg asking if you can be more specific. What aren't young comics doing that they should be?
The work. I think reading, investigating, writing jokes. Go on, stop looking for that instant high, that quick high on the internet. And you research a joke, write the joke, find more joy in that joke. That's what I believe. I believe you can still do the internet, that's fine. But the main reason I came in here is to tell jokes, make people laugh. So don't forget that. Do not forget the process. Get on the stages and I mean, I know it's hard not to worry about likes and clicks,
Yeah.
but that comedy thing is embedded in me. Don't worry about the construction of a joke, you know, how to put them together for the man. I don't put my jokes together for a dumb algorithm. Oh, look at the algorithm. I fooey. I put it together because I like it. Get on my algorithm. I really believe in the joke. People are writing for algorithm. I can't even say it right. You know, my stroke is not on an algorithm.
Algorithm.
Yeah.
Need to go back to the speech therapist for that one.
Absolutely. I got.
This ties into the next question from Bobby Sutton asking, what do you think today's audiences prefer, observational comedy or personal stories?
Um, Either one is good. Either one is good. If that's what you do and you do it well, everybody's not going to have personal stuff because they don't like it. But if you have observational or you go with topical, well, do it to the best that you can do it. That's why, comedy is comedy. No matter when you how you deliver it, is how you deliver it. I prefer start with the truth and then go from there. But you may prefer observational. Whatever your strengths are, you'll find them. And maybe, just maybe, you'll do both observational and personal. So it don't matter. But as long as you keep writing.
Beautiful. And I can kind of combine these next two questions from Bobby Kramer and Frank Herrera, who asked, Bobby asks, how long did it take you to build the hour for Netflix, and how long did you spend refining it? And also, Frank asked if Netflix filters any of your material.
Nah, nothing.
Nice.
Not one. Thank God. But it took me, when I got back and started to build, was almost a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
I was performing at the Comedy Cellar, the Fat Black Pussycat, every Monday or Tuesday for an hour. And building and building and building. And as life happened, the special happened more and more and more. You know, what I thought and what I came across and what I remembered going through in the hospital, now I had to learn how to make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working on that. Because right away when I noticed I'm on stage, people look at me like I was in the Special Olympics. And they felt sorry for me
Yeah.
instead of laughing. So I tell some mean jokes, and they go, "Wait a minute, this guy's an asshole. We want to laugh now." you know, you notice everything, man, and if you don't, you can always address it.
Yeah.
And I did a one show, and there was a lot of handicapped people on the show, but even they looked at me like, "Oh man, come on." He's not a real handicap guy.
Like,
Because I wasn't born handicapped.
yeah.
They're like looking at me like, oh, he was asking for it. By the way, he ate and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that they're looking at me like, nah, you're not a part of our crew. you know, we're the born with crew. We were born with this. You ate your way or pop, whatever you pop, caffeine your way into this. We're the real one. We're handicapped OGs.
Yeah.
And that's real. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But there's discrimination everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even in the handicapped community, they look at you, who's this guy? I'm like, wow.
So we're about to land the plane here. Just two more quick questions. One from Mike Jump asking some do's and don'ts when meeting a successful comic in the green room.
Oh, don't go in there eating all of their food. Don't do that.
Hilarious.
Don't tell them you got jokes you've written down for them.
Mm.
And you know what? I know this because I went through it. One comic kicked me and Patrice O'Neill out of his green room. Kicked us both out. We're like, wait a minute. We're sitting there tearing up the chicken and they're like, get out. And the door's out. We're like, all right. So give comics their space,
Mm-hmm.
whatever
sure.
space they may need, and ask the owner or whatever of the club or wherever. Always ask, is it all right? But we were just eating.
Yeah.
Feet up in the air.
Hilarious.
Me and Patrice O'Neill was like, get out of here.
Both of you in there eating. He probably ate everything.
Yeah, Patrice is big. He's a big guy anyway. And he's in you know.
Well, the final question here we have for you, Keith, is do you have any closing advice for the next generation of comics out there? Anything you've learned from your 30 plus years in the comedy game that you could bestow upon this next generation?
Watch your tempers. Watch how you treat people. And even the owners or bookers, you know, my main thing was not knowing how to deal with industry.
Mm.
Like one woman said to me at NBC, said, Keith, you got a deal. I'm like, all right. You're not happy? I'm like, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? I could have been handled that situation better.
Mm.
When people want to give you something, act, you know, don't bring whatever baggage you had in it.
Mm.
Be thankful.
Yeah, for sure.
And I did one thing that I'm still annoyed at myself for doing. Mrs. Shore at the comedy store, 1990. She passed me. I'm like, yeah. But then I want like a dummy. I wanted to clarify something. So what do I do next? She said, get the hell out of my face. That's what you do next. And I got so mad, I cursed at her and all that. When I should have just said, yeah, you're right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it still bothers me to the day that I didn't give her the respect that she deserved. All because, I'm a hood dude. You don't talk to me that kind of way. But I didn't, that was so dumb to not, you know, being gracious enough to know this woman is an icon.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm a dumb comic. So watch your temper. You know, you don't have to take a lot of everybody's shit, but you gotta take some. And, and it gets you further, faster. And that the ego will get you in trouble. So set that ego at the door. Because there's always levels to this thing. And, I had to learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that always messes with me thinking about it. Because Missy Shore is a legend. And I'm some snot-nosed comic trying to get it. I should have knew, like, hey, sorry, ma'am. Whatever, that's what I should have done. But I let my ego, my temperament, my background, whatever, don't take shit from nobody. This is a take shit from from people in industry. It'll be alright. So that was my thing. Mind your temper
Mm.
and how you talk to folks. Anybody.
That.
Well,
Love that.
we appreciate you talking with us today, Keith, and taking time out of your schedule. So, people listening, go watch Keith's special on Netflix right now. It's called Different Strokes. It's available now. This guy is a comedy vet who is all killer, no filler in this special. Just like you learned a lot listening to him today, you're going to learn a lot just watching the special and seeing comedy done at a very high level. So, Keith, we appreciate you as always helping the next generation of comics. And is there anything else you want to promote or people to connect with you or anything like that as we get out of here?
I'll be on the Tonight Show.
Mm.
I'm taping that the 10th. The 11th, I'm taping the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
And on
snap.
the same day after I tape the Breakfast Club, I'll be doing The View. And there'll be a lot of angry women when I'm.
Yeah.
Thank you so
you.
much, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Keith.
Absolutely appreciate you.
Have a great day out there, buddy, and we'll be sure to keep spreading the word on your special.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Hot breath.